Do you hear what I hear? A sound, drifting through the night. Let it bring us glory and light. I think I just made that up, but it sounded good as hell. Collective, I love you. I love you so much. You are so amazing. You have so much potential. You are a unique individual having a human experience. Your non physical energy decided to come to Earth, to have an Earth experience, to be in a very dense body, to experience emotions on a physical level through your body. And you're doing a great job. And we want you to know that we love you very much.
We do.
Hello, Collective! It's me, Patience, your favorite psychic medium, host of Spirit News on Spotify, where we teach you about non physical energy and how you're a non physical entity having a human experience, and you're a spiritual being having a human experience, not a human having a spiritual experience, okay? We teach you about that on our podcast on Spotify. If you want to know more about the metaphysical parts of our existence that we have learned through the help of my very own spirit team, the Guild of the Golden Triangle, which we are here with always in tandem. They never leave my side. I talk to them all the time. I ask them for advice and for guidance. I pray. I journal. I do all the things. I meditate. I go within and I quiet my mind to be able to connect with them. And that's what we teach you on Spirit News. We have documented our own ascension process that started 4 years ago. Well, really, a while back, but my psychic gift from childhood that I was born with, that I repressed until 4 years ago, is documented on TikTok. If you want to follow us on any of our socials, we are more than happy to welcome you because we accept all, reject none. We believe in your potential and your ability to find alignment with your soul's path, your North Node, and we want to help you do that. Hello, Misty. Thanks for being here. We love you. So if you want to follow us on all our socials, we have a link tree in the description bar. We are more than happy to be with you at that time. If you want to come connect with us, we would love that. TikTok, we have documented our whole ascension journey, and we would love for you to see what that's all about. It's all there for you, all our spirit nuggets, all the things that spirit has guided me to get me through hard times. We share it with you, and we hope that you resonate. We are here on our YouTube doing, hi everybody, thanks for being here. I love you so much. Thank you. We do psychic development through the help of my spirit guides, the Guild of the Golden Triangle. That's the name that I gave them to, because there's 3 of them, so just helps kind of identify them. They're like in a cluster of a triangle. And we do energy reads. So they're helping me develop my psychic gift that I repressed because I'm developing it now at 41. So I'm not an expert. I'm learning. I'm using this as a way to learn. And we use cards and we use games and we use words and we use the thesaurus, the Bible. We use all kinds of stuff to read the energy, and we hope that you resonate because we're here to be of service. We're here to be an oracle of God, to bring the messages that God wants us to know. Okay, so we're going to do another energy read. I don't know what's going to come through. It's random what comes through. Hello, Bruce. Welcome back. Use me as your whipping post. Hey now. Hey, I know that you're an spirit said pitiful. Spirit don't like the way you talking to me. Spirits are pitiful. We gotta be nice in here, okay? You can stay, you can go, you can do whatever you want, but we came here for the heals and for the feels. We come here with love, so if you ain't got the love, then we gotta say goodbye, because Spirit says it's pitiful. I didn't say it, Spirit said it. Okay, so we're gonna do an energy read. How it works is I use my gift of discernment and my ability to pick up on subtle energy through my body, through my senses, through my sixth sense, and oh, I got the laugh. And good, I'm glad. and we use the cards as a way for me to read it. And eventually my goal is to not need the cards or the games or anything, to not need anything, to just use myself as an antenna to read the energy. So that's the goal. That's my goal. And I want to use my gift for good to solve crimes, to help people get higher perspectives of linear views. So we're going to tap in, okay? Now that's demons, not sixth senses. Okay, well, if you don't like it, you don't have to be here, okay? As I'm not just reading cards, I'm reading books, I'm reading the Bible, I'm reading words. You know, I'm using, everybody has a sixth sense, not just me. Everybody without physical form is psychic energy. So if you don't believe in that, that's fine. I don't care. You can stay, you can go. Because I'm still going to do it, okay? So let's say a prayer before we start. So remember, energy is fluid. It can be past, present, or future. It can even be alternate timelines. It can be a past life. So we want to keep in mind to not attach ourselves to any of the information, but to be observers of the information, to get a higher perspective of what people are going through, to understand people's emotions, because people act out of emotions most of the time, and we really want to help heal people, because a lot of people who react out of their emotions don't know that they're reacting. Okay, so my hopes is to help people get a higher perspective of their linear view. Okay, so what are you talking about? Extreme slave fetish. You being too crazy, okay? You being too crazy. I might have to get you out of here if you can't behave, okay? If you don't behave, I'm gonna get you out of here, okay? So let's say a prayer, okay, before we start. Spirit, please give us a prayer that you'd like us to read in Psalms. A prayer for the king, okay? Nope. Oh, Spirit says no to that one. How about prayer for divine help? Or prayer in time of old age? That is the first one I saw, but I was like, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to do the first one I saw when I opened the book, which is Psalm 71, prayer in time of old age. Okay? In you, Lord, I take refuge. Let me never be put to shame. In your justice, rescue and deliver me. Listen to me and save me. Be my rock of refuge, my stronghold to give me safety. For you are my rock and fortress. My God, rescue me from the hand of the wicked, from the clutches of the evil and violent. You are my hope, Lord, my trust, God, from my youth. On you I have depended since birth. Amen. From my mother's womb you are my strength. My hope in you never wavers. I have become a portent to many. But you are my strong refuge. My mouth shall be filled with your praise, shall sing your glory every day. Do not cast me aside in my old age. So somebody here could be older, and they may have done something that now in their old age, they're tap on wall. Thank you, Spirit. Now in their old age, they're asking for forgiveness. They want God to see them as not evil or violent. Damn. Isn't that sad? You go your whole life, and then by the time you're of old age is when you fear death. Exactly. Yes. Thank you, Damien. When you finally fear death is when you ask for God's help. That makes me so sad. Do not cast me aside in my old age. As my strength fails, do not forsake me. For my enemies speak against me. They watch and plot against me. They say, God has abandoned him. Pursue and seize him. No one will come to the rescue. God, be not far from me. My God, hasten to help me. Bring to shameful end those who attack me. Cover with contempt and scorn those who seek my ruin. I will always hope in you and add to all your praise. My mouth shall proclaim your just deeds, day after day your acts of deliverance, though I cannot number them all. Amen. I will speak of the mighty works of the Lord, O God. I will tell of your singular justice. God, you have taught me from my youth to this day. I proclaim your wondrous deeds. Now that I am old and gray, do not forsake me, God, that I may proclaim your might to all generations yet to come. Your power and justice, God, to the highest heaven. You have done great things. O God, who is your equal? Whatever bitter afflictions you sent me, you would turn and revive me. From the watery depths of the earth, once more raise me up. Restore my honor, turn and comfort me, that I may praise you with the lyre for your faithfulness, my God, and sing to you with the harp. O Holy One of Israel, my lips will shout for joy as I sing your praise. My soul too, which you have redeemed, yes, my tongue shall recount your justice day by day. For those who sought my ruin have been shamed and disgraced. Oh shit! God came through for this person. It ends with, for those who sought my ruin have been shamed and disgraced. You better believe it, because that's how God rolls. You think you're going to get away with stuff? There's someone doing something to someone who's of old age, who has kept God since they were young. They proclaimed the might of God since they were young. But now they're in a state of weakness. There could be someone preying on an older person. I don't know yet. Or this could just be for somebody who's listening. So I don't know yet. I don't want to assume anything. I never want to assume what Spirit wants to tell us. Spirit, where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? I think that I'm gonna do some archetype cards. Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Spirit. I love you so much. I am so grateful for all you do. I am so happy to be here. I am so grateful to be of service. Yes, but probably for sure. I am so grateful. Please be with me. Please give the messages you want me to give. I love you. I am so grateful for everything I have. I'm happy right where I'm at. I have everything I need and everything works out for me. Your favorite among you will fall. Do not cry for them. Lake Superior! Hello, Boo. Thanks for being here. Yes, God is always here. God is always here. God never leaves. Confirmation. God never goes away. We go away from God. Oh, the dead end. So something's stopping. There's an ending to something. There's something chaotic that is finally coming to an end. Someone's reached some kind of threshold. They've reached some kind of limit, some kind of barrier. There's something that someone has been trying to step on. There's someone who's been walking barefoot trying to step on other people, but they've reached some kind of dead end. They've been held up until now, and now there's something that the threshold is breaking. There's starting to be some kind of, when I think of threshold, that's like, I think of threshold for pain, but this is metaphorical. So there's something this person can't take anymore, and there's orange and yellow on here, so it may have to do with something emotional, something that has to do with the sacral and solar plexus, the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. Something that has to do with something they took action towards, something that they're reaching a dead end now, and it's stopping because they created a mess. Look at this mess they created. They were trying to walk on some kind of eggshells, or they were trying to create some kind of foundation, but it was made out of grass. It's easily burned. It's burning. It's thinning. Something they did is now stopping because they're at a threshold of some kind of emotional pain. Okay? Shapeshifter. This person's a shapeshifter. And what that just means energetically is that they wear a lot of masks. They switch from person to person. They possibly have a lot of... Spirit's a knife. They could have really put the knife in somebody. I have the village here. Hey, doesn't this look like this? Look at this. Look at that. Looks pretty similar. So this person shape-shifted with a community. Okay, they shape-shifted themselves to be something that was working for a time, but has created a lot of upheaval. It's created chaos. This person's some kind of chaos agent. They shapeshift to with different people in this community to make it seem like they're different, like they wear different masks for different people. So this is somebody who will talk to you in one way and then turn around and talk to somebody else in another way, or say something different. They shapeshift with every person. And I just want to reiterate, and I want to say that shapeshifter doesn't necessarily have to be bad, because there are good shapeshifters, but they use their powers for good. They're shapeshifters who manipulate, and they're shapeshifters who are, you know what it kind of reminds me of? I don't know if anyone's seen this movie. It's really good. I love it, and you should see it if you haven't. But it's called Valerian. And there's a scene in that movie where Rihanna is what's called a mimic, and she is essentially a shapeshifter. She can turn into any form and be anything, and she takes a lot of pride in that, and she uses it as a form of to entertain. So when shapeshifter comes up in collective reads or just in general, it doesn't always have to be bad. And I just want to say that. But in this instance, it is. You know, a shapeshifter that's good can read the energy of a person and know what that person needs in that moment to, so who needs a voice, so they will shapeshift in a good way to be of service to that person in that moment, not to manipulate them, but to understand them, to have empathy for them, and to come from their energy so they can relate to them. Okay, so shapeshifter can be good and bad. But in this case, this person was a bad shapeshifter, and that they are manipulative. And they took some kind of action to mess with people's emotions on a manipulative level to gain something they wanted. Um, Indicative of the hand in the ground turning a circle. They were turning something in their favor. They were trying to manipulate the odds to go in their favor, but it was on shaky ground. It was on a very thin foundation that didn't have any stability to begin with, because this is on like dry hay grass. You know, it could light on fire at any minute. And so they created some kind of chaos that they're now reaching a dead end with. There's something that's stopping. It's something that is finally at an end. It can't continue anymore. Negative, Spirit said. Negative. It can't continue anymore. Okay, so what is this thing that can't continue anymore? What are they doing? They were working with a siren in reverse. Okay, or the shapeshifter could be a siren in reverse. Someone who, this is, oh, that's so funny. Look at this. So she has feet here, but she's really has fins. So this siren is the shapeshifter, okay? This siren in reverse. So what I know from sirens is that a siren has a call that hypnotizes people. They can be very lusty, they can be very sensual, they can use telepathy, they can infiltrate your emotions and manipulate your emotions. But this is a siren. A siren in reverse uses their powers for bad. I learned that sirens will call to people in the sea to take them off somewhere, but only people who match a negative vibration. So it's almost like Dexter. You know, Dexter only killed people who he thought deserved it, who hurt people. So a good siren does that. Unwanted. Spirit said, those who are unwanted. But this is a siren in reverse. So they target any thank you, Spirit, come through. This person could possibly use a shape-shifting disguise of charity to gain some kind of monetary value for themselves. That's why they're a siren in reverse, because sirens will take the unwanted, but this person is taking charity from people and using it for their own good. That's fucked up. Yo, I caught my girl getting with my dog. Well, that's I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry for the dog as well. That's animal abuse. That's animal abuse. You shouldn't do that. The destroyer. Okay. So this person is using charity as a way to gain monetary value, but now it's ending. They built some kind of charity on a weak foundation, and they preyed on people's emotions to take action to build some kind of community based off of this false charity. How could you do that? Yeah, please donate to this children's hospital where children have cancer, and all the proceeds go. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, I just watched this the other day, the Depp and Heard trial, and Amber Heard's like got caught lying about donating all the proceeds from the divorce, like $7 million, and she's like, what did she say? She was like, I planned on donating it, but I haven't done it yet. Pledge. She's like, I pledged to donate it, but she didn't actually donate. She's like, well, I use pledge and donate synonymously. So they're all making fun of her, like, I'm just gonna pledge my whole paycheck to any charity and it'll count as the same thing, but it doesn't count at all. That doesn't, just because you pledge to do it doesn't mean that you're going to do it. Do you have any tips or info on how to improve my YouTube channel? Well, I'm not talking about that right now. I'm no expert. I suggest you look up videos about it, because I'm no expert. I'm here to read energy. Sorry, I don't know. I just be consistent. That's all I can. That's what Spirit tells me to do. Just be consistent. All right, let's see. What else? What else, Spirit? What's going on? Let's do words. We haven't done words in a while. Let's do some words. Spirit, tell me more. What do you want us to know? Oh, I got one sticking out here. Dogma. Oh my gosh, stop it. A firmly held opinion, especially a religious belief. This is a religious charity. Hey, Gregory! Things are going fantastic. Thanks for being here. Linus' central dogma was the children who believed in the great pumpkin would be rewarded. Creed, doctrine, teaching, tenet. This person created a charity out of some kind of religious belief, or preyed on people who had a religious belief to donate to their charity. That is so wrong on so many levels. But they're a shape-shifting destroyer, siren in reverse. They have no good intentions. How can you steal money from people like that and go to bed at night? How can you do that? Rejoinder. Response. Patrick tried desperately to think of a clever rejoinder response to Mariana's joke, but he couldn't. Retort. This person is trying to come up with some kind of response. That's why they're on a threshold. They're on a thin threshold because they're trying to come up with some kind of response to all these people that they're finding out about what they did. This village is finding out that a shape-shifting siren in reverse destroyed their religious beliefs by stealing from them for a false charity. I cannot. How could you do that? Torpor. Extreme mental and physical sluggishness. After surgery, the patient's torpor lasted several hours until the anesthesia wore off. Apathy. Extreme mental and physical sluggishness. This person is experiencing some kind of extreme mental fatigue because they're pounding their heads at how they're going to respond to this dogma they created about a charity and some religious beliefs, because they're at their threshold of emotional turmoil where they're reaching a dead end because they stole money from a whole village, a whole community. Alleviate. To make more bearable. I told you, they're trying to find a way to endure some kind of extreme mental fatigue. They're going to, by desperately trying to disagree. Okay. To make more bearable. Taking aspirin. Oh, I gotcha. They could possibly be taking some kind of drugs to make it more bearable. I gotcha. So it said disagree when I said the other thing I said. But this says to alleviate a headache, they're taking aspirin. They're trying to find comfort or lessen some kind of end that they're going to receive. They could possibly be taking drugs to make this more bearable. This village might be seeing them under some kind of duress or some kind of shape-shifting kind of energy where they're one way 1 second and then they're high the next second, because they're trying to make it more bearable to deal with what they did. I told you, how could this person sleep at night? Well, they take some kind of sleeping pills or something. That's how. Fecund. Hello, sending hi from Brazil. Hello, boa noite. Boa noite. Boa noite. Hello. The drunk dungeon and dragon talk. Fertile, fruitful, productive. The fecund couple yielded a total of 20 children. This could be a group of 20 people or more where they were fruitful by thank you, Spirit. They were taking these people's money and they were fruitful at it. The siren in reverse. They were fruitful. They took a lot of money. They were productive. People thought this person was fertile, that they had like abundance, that they were some kind of like leader or something. Cartography. The science or art of making maps. Gail's interest in cartography may stem from the extensive traveling she did as a child. Surveying, charting. These people go around America, or maybe even the world, with their false dogmatic religious beliefs, stealing money from people. Who is this? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it's some famous religious person. I don't know. I don't know who that would be, but if anyone else knows, put it in the comments. So they were fruitful at this endeavor for a while. And they possibly travel around doing this. Maybe they have some kind of like setup where they set the tent up and they invite the people, and like an evangelist or something. They've been stealing money from people, but now they're doing some kind of drugs because something happened, something stop it, something put it at an end, or is putting an end to this situation, and now they're trying to find some kind of quick retort or response, that desperately trying to figure out how they're going to fix this mess they're in. Well, you shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have stole from people, especially under religious beliefs. Like, I mean, just in any, it's deplorable. Deplorable, I say. It's deplorable. And I have lethargic here. I have extreme mental, physical sluggishness and lethargic here. There's something wrong with this person. They're running out of energy. There's something that's wearing off, something that used to last for several hours, but now they're acting different. Acting in an indifferent or slow, sluggish manner. There's something up with this person that's affecting their health. Either they're doing drugs, or like something's actually wrong with their health, and it's starting to be visible to people. Ingratiate. To gain favor with another by deliberate effort, to seek to please somebody as to gain an advantage. Flatter. The new intern tried to ingratiate herself with the manager so that they might consider her for a future job. So this person's trying to save themselves so they don't lose their place in this thing they created, because this is some kind of community where they have built themselves up. They've shapeshifted their way into a high authoritative position in this community that has some kind of dogmatic religious belief, some kind of creed or doctrine or teaching, and they flourish. They could be part of a couple, or this group is ran by a couple, perhaps a siren and a destroyer, and they travel all around the world acting like they're this couple that's a flourishing, prolific, productive, fruitful couple that's part of some religion where they steal money, they steal charity from this religion. But now they're going through some kind of extreme mental fatigue, where they don't want people to see that they're in this physical state, and so they're trying they're in this state because it's a super. What? Oh, spirit, come through. I told you something was wrong with them, and it's on top of shapeshifter. There's something wrong with their health that's supernatural. Something they did, something they yielded money from this charity for a while, perhaps up to 20 years. But now, because of something supernatural, their health is on the line, and they don't want people to see it. They're trying to gain favor with other people in this, thank you, confirmation, in this community, but they're still taking advantage of them because they're not telling them the truth about what's going on, because they don't want to lose their place and they don't want to lose money, but it's going to be a dead end. Wow. Let's try to find out more about this supernatural aspect. Let's see if we can find a book. Let's see. How about Kingdom of the Cults? Hi, just came from my friend's house. Hey, Kevin! Long time no see, buddy. Glad you're here. Thanks, Jeffrey. Hi, Robin. I love you. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Spirit, tell us what you want us to know about this crazy ass dogmatic religion. Stealing people's money for their acting like it's charity. The doctrines of prayer and eternal salvation. The doctrines of prayer and salvation are inseparably joined in the scripture with the decree and plan of God to redeem the fallen race of men. The Bible, in places too numerous to recount, encourages, instructs, and even commands us to pray without ceasing, that God may reward our faith in his righteous judgments. The Lord Jesus often prayed to his Father for strength to meet the physical and spiritual rigors of daily life, and finally the cross itself. We remember also at the raising of Lazarus, boastfully, we remember also at the raising of Lazarus, pictured so vividly in the 11th chapter of John's Gospel, Jesus prayed, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me, and I knew that thou hearest me always. And that he further instructed us to pray to thy Father which seeth in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Above and beyond these elementary examples of Christ's attitude toward prayer, it is well established biblical fact that prayer by definition is a direct personal request to God for his intervention. Whether it be for the purpose of healing the sick, raising the dead, or simply asking for grace and strength to live our separate lives, the entire context of John's 17th chapter, for example, is devoted to recording the prayer of Christ for all his disciples present and future, that they might be protected from Satan and the powers of darkness during the ministry of gospel truth. Jesus understood only too well the need for personal prayer to God in order to maintain close fellowship with our Father, and it is of this that he reminds us when he said, "Men ought always to pray and not to faint." Prayer to Christian Scientists, however, carries none of the meaning that the Bible so clearly portrays, because Mrs. Eddy wrote, prayer to a personal God hinders spiritual growth. We have seen, of course, that the God of the Bible is a personal being, not a mere principle. As Christian Science contends, therefore, it is easy to see why the meaning of prayer to a Christian and to a Christian Scientist differs markedly. Mrs. Eddy also wrote concerning prayer, audible prayer can never do the works of spiritual understanding. The danger from prayer is that it may lead us into temptation. The mere habit of pleading with the divine mind as one pleads with a human being perpetuates the belief in God as humanity circumscribed, an error which impedes spiritual growth. How dare they say that? That's ridiculous. Well, I like what it says over here. It says, that prayer is a direct, what did it say? Prayers are doctrines of the scripture and is a direct command to God. Not a command, but what was the word they used? I can't find it now. So this is differentiating the difference between a Christian and a Christian Scientist, someone who thinks they know about God, but they're just making up. Why would praying impede spiritual growth? That doesn't even make sense. Uptight, yeah. Why would prayer ever impede spiritual growth? Prayer is to enhance spiritual growth. It's to enhance your connection to God. So this person was part of some dogmatic religious belief that made up their own rules about God and what it is to pray to God. That's how they got people to donate to their charity, because they were doing something that has to do with Satan and the powers of darkness. And so these people, this community viewed them as having some kind of spiritual authority. That's why you have to know about energy, you guys. There, if you find some spiritual leader doing spiritual acts, the first thing you should ask yourself is, what kind of life are they living? Are they living a humble life? Or are they living a flashy life where they take all the money and they buy the cars and the clothes, and you always have to be putting money in their charity dish? You have to look at those things, because I'm not saying that a spiritual person has to live as a peasant, but a spiritual person who believes in God will not need within, who goes within will not find comfort or need the fancy cars or need all the fancy stuff. They will, just by having faith in God and having that be enough, because they found within themselves God and the love of God and the love of themselves, will not need that stuff. And so having money will not be important to them, because money is just an energy. Money is not anywhere else outside of this planet. It's something that is earthbound. It's something earthly. And so you really have to look at those things when you go following somebody's dogmatic religious beliefs and you go giving them your money. Just because they're doing spiritual acts doesn't mean that they're of God, because these people were getting their power from a different place and then saying that they're God so they could take your money. It's sick. It's sick that anyone would do that. And then they go home and sleep at night. Well, this person, to make it more bearable, they're taking sleeping pills. Just down in the sleeping pills, because that is not what anyone's soul came here to do. No, not anyone's soul would ever want to do that. This is a human act. This is an act of a human, okay? It's ridiculous. And now you're in it's harvest season. You're at the end of a cycle, and they've been doing this for like 20 years, where they've been stealing people's money and buying the finer things in on earth, instead of actually going within and doing what is right by God. I have been brought all the way to poverty, to the point of the next step of living on the streets, to realize God and the powers of the universe and spirit. Oh, amen to you. Thank you for sharing that. Should watch the movie Luther about Martin Luther. It's a perfect example. Oh my gosh, this is Navigator Island. You're the third reference I have gotten in the last week about Martin Luther King. I think that Martin Luther King wants to be our next celebrity read. If you want to be Martin Luther King, MLK. If you guys want MLK to come through on a celebrity read, let a girl know. MLK, please show me 3 more signs this week of your presence if you want to be the next celebrity read. If I see 3 more references to MLK, I'll do the next celebrity read will be him for sure. Okay? That's how I do it. Wow, we chilling MLK? Not in this read, but I mean, for the last week, I've been getting, that was the 3rd reference to MLK that person said, so. Oh, sorry, not Martin Luther King. Martin Luther, the religious reformer. Oh, well, still, it's very similar. Still very similar. Okay, so in the 9th house, laws, philosophies, spiritual values. I told you this person made up their own rules for their religion just so they could get people. That's sick. I'm so appalled. That is ridiculous. Do it in a big way. This couple or person, or this person that's part of a couple, that are shapeshifters purposely created a foundation of some kind of dogmatic religious belief that goes around traveling everywhere, setting up shop, but really they're part of low vibrational spiritual practices, and they've been doing acts of God under darkness, under dark forces, and saying that it's God. It's not right. I'm so tired of this couple. This couple comes up all across the collective. It says they're at a dead end, so I think that they've just had 20 years worth of damage to reflection. Thank you, Spirit. They've had 20 years worth of reflecting to doing, so there's 20 years worth of reads. I'm not saying it's going to take 20 years, but that's why they keep coming up in everyone's reads. South Node. They acted in their South Node. I can guarantee you 100% that a soul doesn't come to Earth and hope that this happens. Okay? They were going completely against what their soul wanted. Their soul did absolutely not want to take advantage of unsuspecting community members who are going to them looking for help, looking for God. God would never do this. This is not God. That's why you gotta be able to spot through people's actions what they're telling you. You can't flower. You can't look at a person and who's proclaiming to be of God just because they're speaking on a stage with a microphone and just assume that they mean well, okay? I don't play with darkness. This couple does. This couple pretended to be of God and created their own religious beliefs based on what they thought would be believable or whatever. They basically took God's word and twisted it to get charity from people, to steal from them. Two, I told you, a couple. They're in their South Node. Now they're reconsidering their actions because now in this time they have anxiety and they're facing trouble because they're trying to get favor with this community and make deliberate effort to try to hold their spot of authority with some kind of desperate attempt because they know that this is all coming to an end. So they did something in a big way to show people God's like, don't provoke me, to show people that they're still powerful or whatever, because they're losing their power. They're literally losing something that they used to have that used to last for hours, but now they're starting to be lethargic because they have no vital force. They're spiritually broke. They have given all of their vital force away doing low vibrational spiritual acts to look like they're of God, but they're not. So now they're like shriveled up little raisins, you know? They're like, oh my gosh, have you guys ever seen Cocoon when the aliens are like all dried and shriveled up? That's this couple, because we're in harvest season where a cycle's ending and you're being judged on what you harvested. You're reaping what you sow, literally. They've given all of their vital force away to the low vibrational spiritual practices. They're in their South Node stealing money from people like a bunch of assholes. Necrophonic motherfucker. Maryland. Sixth house. They were pretending to be service to others. They were pretending to they did a little bit at a time. This is how they did it over 20 years. They were just doing a little at a time, but it was a full-time job for them. They would travel around the country. Didn't I just say harvest? It's harvest season. Look at that. Look at the picture. Looks like harvesting to me. Oh, thank you, friend from the convenience. Thank you. Hey, lady, I'm not feeling too well, so I'm mostly... Oh, that's okay. I just appreciate that you're here. Yeah, God's like, knock, knock, knocking down the motherfucking door because it's a hells to the no. they're lucky it lasted for 20 years. God gave these people 20 years to make it right. And they did not. They didn't do it. They just kept going. They just kept going and going. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now they're shriveling up. They're sick. They're lethargic. Something supernatural is happening to them. I'm telling you.
Disagree.
Spirit said disagree. So they're not sick exactly. They're not like dying, but they definitely have no vital force. They don't have the ability to have mental fortitude, to have ambition, to have creativeness, to be abundant. They don't have that ability because from what I don't do low vibrational spiritual practices, but from the collective reads, what I'm understanding about it is that, oh, thank you, Robin. I love you so much.
Cuffs.
Thank you. Cuffs. Oh, Spirit said cuffs. They could possibly be getting arrested. But from what I understand is that every time you, because when you subscribe to low vibrational entities or whatever, you have to do, like when you, how do I explain this? When you subscribe to God and you go within, your power comes from within.
Right.
Your power comes from within. You're able to have vital force, energy. You act with compassion. You look younger. You have vital force. You're able to create. You're very creative. When you have to get energy by doing low vibrational spiritual practices, every time you do an act or a ritual or a ceremony or whatever physical thing they have to do, you actually give a piece of your energy away, your vital force, and you become empty. You just become a vessel. And you don't gain power by doing that. You give your power away because you're not healing your wounds. You're looking outside of yourself for something to make you powerful, and you have to do a physical act to temporarily enhance some kind of energetic force to gain money or to trick people or to manipulate people. You're just manipulating the energy. You're not creating energy. When you are of God and you're somebody who's who believes in God, who prays, who has a heart lighter than a feather, who's someone who has a high moral compass, and you treat people right and you love yourself, your energy comes from within, from God. Agree. So you don't need to do anything outside of yourself to gain power. The power comes from God, from within. These people, they claim to be of God, but they didn't want to do the work. They wanted to look powerful without having to go through their 40 days and 40 nights like Jesus. They didn't clear their field. They didn't heal their wounds. And so they're doing low vibrational spiritual practices, taking their energy from themselves and taking it from other people because they're spiritually broke. They have no vital force. So they're tired, they're sluggish, they have no ambition, they possibly look very wrinkly and old, they have aches and pains in their body, so on and so forth. So that's why you don't mess with that stuff, because it literally takes your life force away from you. Okay?
Squeaky.
Does anyone know how to buy this game? This is a game I made up. We're creating it with Spirit. We're co-creating in real time. Ace of Wands. Oh, jeez. That's so funny. You said game and this says getting in the game. So, this is a couple. I told you, it's the 10 of Cups marriage. This is a couple. this couple thought that this was some kind of, they thought this was some kind of creative endeavor to embark upon to gain abundance and stability. These people thought that this was exciting. They got to travel, they got money, they got everything they wanted in this amount, and in this 20-year time frame. But now what? Now it's harvest season. What's gonna happen now to them? Six of Cups and Page of Pentacles. So, charity, right here, it says charity. They did this with playfulness. They thought they were having fun. They thought that they were some kind of scholar or something, that this was some kind of good opportunity that was going to get them, that they could be someone that everyone could count on. They were in some kind of false illusion. They were in an illusion. They thought that this was some grand endeavor to embark upon, that this was a great idea. They were having fun. They felt like they were creative. This is ridiculous. They thought that they were going to have this new beginning, that they were going to accept some kind of challenge, that it was a game. They got to travel around the world and meet new people. This person minus. This person minus. But now they're facing insurmountable problems. Because what they thought was so fun at first, that was so exciting, from stealing from people, they thought, they were confident. They were confident that this was a good business plan. They enjoy competition. They felt like they were in the limelight and they were getting all the accolades, and they liked being people of authority. They should have really, this says flogging a dead horse, excessive control over other people's lives. These people enjoyed doing this, and they enjoyed taking from people. That's sick. They enjoyed controlling people by lying to them. What they thought was so great is now quite the opposite, okay? Now, they're wishing they would have delegated wiser. They're wishing that they would have, Lord, oh my gosh, Lord. They're wishing they would have actually followed God, okay? Hey, it's Jessica. Hey, Jessica. They stole from God. Yes, Lake Superior. And Spirit just said, Lord, they stole from our Lord God, okay? They stole from them. They pretended to be of God, but they were doing other shit and thought it was awesome. Thought that it was a great idea. Nobody will know what we're doing. Fools. Yeah. Now they're in depression. They're in depression and they want forgiveness. This is the Bible passage. These are old people. These people are older now that have done this, or they've been stealing from old people. That's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Because he gave you all the crack you wanted? What? What? Devote! Thanks, boo. Thank you. I don't do crack. Okay, crack kills. Oh my gosh. Now, we'll end this in a second because this energy is making me tired. But now they're losing their stamina, okay? Magic. I told you, low vibrational spiritual practices, these people were doing magical things or trying to manipulate energy, okay, by doing low vibrational spiritual practices. Now nobody wants to be around them. They're taking a defensive stance, trying to hold up their belief systems that they created over 20 years, trying to keep their place in society or this community. They're trying to assert themselves again, but they have no vital force. They have no energy. Their stamina is down. They're being opposed by this community, and they're taking a defensive stance because they feel like they have to stand up for what they believe in. But it's like, give me a break. Can't you see that everything you just ruined your life? You don't gain abundance by stealing from people. You just don't. That's not Those are two different energies. Okay? Those are two different energies. You can't gain abundance by stealing from people. They're two different energies. 11. You will eventually, that's the thing about karma that pisses me off. And I'm not saying that, however God made it, it's how God made it. And, it's up to God. God's a very merciful God. God gives people plenty of chances to do the right thing. God gave this couple 20 years to do the right thing under the guise of God. And they were having a good old time traveling and with childlike exuberance because they were immature. They thought that they had good business sense, that nobody would find out. But that's the thing. When it comes, that's why you got to know about energy and about the universal laws of the universe. When it comes down to the end of a cycle, you will get exactly what you gave out and you will lose everything. If you stole from people, you will lose everything. If you cheated on someone, you'll get cheated on. If I could go on forever. And that's what's happening right now. We're in harvest season. Literally got the harvest card. And they have no vital force to keep this charade going. And they stole from good people, from good, honest, hardworking people, old, young, sick, because these people were looking to these people for God, and they presented God on a platter. Look at me, I can do godly things. I'm like Jesus. But they're not. They were lying. They're shapeshifters. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. I keep sitting here trying to picture who these people are. For whatever reason, I keep thinking Beyonce and Jay-Z. Hey, you never know. Definitely, I think they take advantage of, look at all the horror stories coming out about them, have you heard the horror stories about the people who actually write their music and how little money and how little recognition they give the real people who write their music for them? They take credit for other people's who write their music for them. I think that's fucked up, beyond fucked up. And then make them sign non-disclosure agreements so nobody ever knows that beautiful song was written by, some Joe Schmo that we'll never know. I think that's fucked up. Because they just want to be number one forever. They're getting old and shit. Can we have some new superstars? Can you share the world of superstardom with other people? I think it's selfish to think that you'll be the only famous people in the whole world forever. Publicizes. Yes, publicizes. Oh, they will. I'm sure they will. How can this couple unfuck themselves? It's my prediction, according to Spirit, that a lot of celebrities we have are going to fall because they got all of their stardom based on selfishness and stepping on other people and doing heinous acts against people. That's not the kind of role models that we're going to need going into the new earth energy. The kind of role models we're going to need are earth angels and star seeds and actual people of high moral fiber that actually have hearts lighter than a feather, that actually are divine, that have something to attain, to want to be like. Oh, thank you, Robin. I love you so much. Thank you. I'm so grateful to you. I'm so grateful to all of you. I really do love you all. I really do. How can this couple unfuck themselves? Spirit, tell them what it is. You'll never unfuck anything if you do not start to develop a profound relationship to whatever you promise yourself. God. You need to reinvent what promises mean to you. They need to become personal contracts that include specific terms, conditions, what ifs, buy wins, and a thick layer of I don't think I can do it to give you some incentive to grow. Exactly. Come through, Spirit. These people made promises to people and didn't give a fuck about breaking it and stole their money at the same time, all while thinking that this was a great marketing business plan. And now they're realizing that they were the fools all along and they broke promises to themselves. A good night. I love you. Till tomorrow.